That's too high. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of the Kenya Defence Forces, Your Excellency, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, Your Excellency, Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi, Honorable Kipchumba Murkomen, and the Cabinet Secretaries here with us, Moses Kuria and Zach, and all of the other CSs who might be here. The Right Honorable James Cleverly, the Secretary of State for Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Affairs, Your Excellency Jane Marriott, the British High Commissioner, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Your Excellency, 120 years ago, I don't know if there was a function such as this, but right at this spot began Nairobi. The marker of the altitude, which is around 1795, still exists in this station, but that marked the beginning of a city. We may not see the context in which today is deeply historic, but I'm sure in the future, because of what is being put up here, we will remember this day fondly. And that's why I want to thank His Majesty's government for assisting and the assistance to our government of Kenya in implementing the Nairobi Railway City project. Theirs is generosity of true friends, and we are truly grateful. This project, Your Excellency, is critical for the delivery of a Nairobi that quite simply works. It's a state-of-the-art transport hub that will address congestion in the city. All of us, I'm sure, have sat in the morning traffic, growing more and more frustrated as we waited for it to open up so that we could get our kids to school on time or get to work before our lateness was noticed. And these days, the disruptions add up over time to cost us billions, the amount of time Nairobians spend in traffic, in lost production, to damage our health, and to make Nairobi a less pleasant place to live in that it could be. This, Your Excellency, we hope will change. God has gifted us as a country with the gift of location. From Nairobi, you can get to any part of the world. You know, you can get to New York in 10 hours. You can get to London in 8 hours. You can get to Dubai in 5 hours. But then you get here and get stuck for 4 hours in traffic, Your Excellency. We must be able to use that advantage that we have of geography to make Nairobi and Kenya truly the financial and economic hub of the region, and that will only happen by unlocking. This is the only capital, a global growing capital, global hub, where the only thing public about public transport is the passengers. Your Excellency, this needs to change. I've had the opportunity to see Nairobi Railway City plans, and I want to thank KPMG and the British High Commission, and I know it has incorporated many other plans that have been done over time, including the new plan, the Nairobi Integrated Urban Development Plan. Your Excellency, that was done in conjunction with the Japanese, with JICA. 400 million was spent on that. You know, the city council at that time spent 100 million, and our partners put 300. But for a long time, it has just sat as a plan. It covers every aspect of urban planning for this city, and I'm glad that this project is speaking out of it. And all the other projects that we do must add from that, because that is the plan that we have. So we can expect a Nairobi whose neighborhoods are better connected to each other and to the city. A Nairobi whose people can get to work and school on time every morning and evening, and a Nairobi whose transport network charge fair prices. Your Excellency, many people have spoken about non-motorized transport, which is important. But saying that because we see people walking, let's build more walkways is not addressing the problem. They don't walk because they like it. They walk because they cannot afford the transport charges that we have in the city. In many other countries, you have, and so very early at 5 a.m. you will find thousands of people coming down from Kibera, from different parts of the city, because they have no choice. We must change that story, and I'm sure, Your Excellency, within your term, we can do a Nairobi Metro together to serve the residents of Nairobi County. Your Excellency, this development is geared towards spurring growth, also through MSME inclusivity. Most businesses, of course, we know in Nairobi are small, and if we hope to make a difference, then we'll need to start growing them from the bottom up. So this is not just a transport hub, but Your Excellency, as you've been shown, it brings together many, many other things. And that is why we've gone into some trouble to ensure that this project will create opportunities, just as you saw on the video, for Kenyans to get jobs. And I'm glad that we are seeing 5,000 Kenyans will be engaged in the building process, even at this early work stage, and moving forward, Your Excellency. As a key stakeholder in this project, I want to assure Your Excellency and Right Honorable James Cleverly that Nairobi County Government is fully committed to continue support through the delivery of horizontal infrastructure, urban planning approvals, which we are fast-tracking, and stakeholder engagement to ensure that this project keeps Nairobi moving forward and that we carry the people along. Just as you gave the example, Your Excellency, of the market that is to be done, we must plan with those traders so that we avoid the situation that we have in Karandini, in Dagoretti Corner, where our market was put up for hundreds of millions of shillings, but the traders have refused to come into it because they were not, it doesn't work for them. No one is going to go 4 floors to buy 3 tomatoes and an onion to cook their dinner. So we hope that we can as well work together, even as we talk about wakulima. Your Excellency, finally, it gives me great pleasure to see with this new project the prospect of new growth for our city and the country. The arrival of this railway 120 years ago in this location planted the seed from which our great city has grown. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it gives us great pleasure to be part of this groundbreaking today and to offer every piece of support that is necessary and that is expected from the county government of Nairobi. Your Excellency, before I call the Cabinet Secretary, allow me to also acknowledge the presence of the area MCA, Honorable Kwenya, who is here. He is our landlord, and we are grateful that Mheshimiwa Kwenya is here, and we will work with him in engaging all who will be affected by this work. Also, I know we have the Transport Committee. I'll allow the Cabinet Secretary to mention the members of the Transport Committee from the National Assembly. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.